Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to explore multi-factor authentication, MFA, a critical security feature that adds an extra layer of protection to your AWS accounts and resources. We've discussed IAM and how it helps control who has access. But what if someone gets their hands on your username and password? That's where MFA comes in. Let's start with the basics. What is multi-factor authentication, MFA? MFA is a security mechanism that requires users to provide two or more forms of authentication before granting access to a system or resource. These forms of authentication typically fall into three categories. Something you know, like a password or PIN. Something you have, like a smartphone or hardware token. Something you are, like a fingerprint or facial recognition. In AWS, MFA adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide a second form of authentication, such as a one-time password, OTP, generated by a virtual or hardware MFA device in addition to their username and password. For example, when logging into your AWS account, you might enter your password, something you know, and then provide a one-time code from your smartphone app, something you have. Now, let's take a closer look at how MFA works in AWS. Here's the process. Enable MFA. First, you enable MFA for your AWS account or individual IAM users. This involves registering an MFA device such as a smartphone app or hardware token. Log in. When logging into AWS, you enter your username and password as usual. Provide a second factor. After entering your credentials, you'll be prompted to provide a second form of authentication, such as a one-time code from your MFA device. Access granted. Once both forms of authentication are verified, you'll be granted access to your AWS account or resources. For example, if you're using a virtual MFA device like Google Authenticator, you'll open the app, retrieve the one-time code, and enter it during the login process. Now that we understand what MFA is and how it works, let's explore why MFA is so important. Enhanced security. MFA significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access, even if your password is compromised. An attacker would need both your password and your MFA device to gain access. Compliance. Many regulatory standards and industry best practices require the use of MFA to protect sensitive data and systems. Protection against phishing. MFA helps protect against phishing attacks, as the attacker would need more than just your password to access your account. Peace of mind. Knowing that your AWS account and resources are protected by an additional layer of security can give you peace of mind, especially when managing sensitive data. For example, if you're managing a production environment with critical data, enabling MFA ensures that only authorized users can access your resources, even if their passwords are compromised. Let's explore the types of MFA devices available in AWS. Virtual MFA devices. These are software-based MFA devices, such as smartphone apps like Google Authenticator or Authy. They generate one-time codes that you enter during the login process. Hardware MFA devices. These are physical devices such as YubiKey or Gemalto tokens that generate one-time codes or use USB or NFC to authenticate. Universal Second Factor, U2F, security keys. These are hardware devices that support the U2F standard, providing a secure and convenient way to authenticate using USB or NFC. To get the most out of MFA, here are some best practices to keep in mind. Enable MFA for root and IAM users. Always enable MFA for your AWS root account and IAM users to protect against unauthorized access. Use strong passwords. Combine MFA with strong, unique passwords to further enhance security. Regularly review MFA settings. Regularly review and update your MFA settings to ensure that they align with your security requirements. Educate your team. Educate your team on the importance of MFA and how to use it effectively. Enabling MFA is a simple but powerful step you can take to protect your AWS accounts. It's a best practice that everyone should follow. That's MFA in a nutshell. It's a simple but crucial security measure. In the next video, we'll walk through the steps of enabling MFA on your AWS account. See you there.